I forget. And now I remember. I can see clearly now. I can see clearly now. I forgot, and now I can see clearly. Did you see what happened to the vision and when you're forgetting, and then how it? Just understand what's going on in this, but this is not what I want to talk about. What I want to basically talk about, just trying to fix the color a little bit. Anyways, what I want to talk about is imagine telling the grocery store what you're buying. But before you even tell the grocery store what you're buying, you're walking in telling them, I'm here. Camera is on site. We will be recording everything for your safety, for your safety, for your safety. For your safety, we're taking everything you do and all your information, however you act, we're going to keep it on file for your safety, for your own protection. Hello, how can I help you? Make assured that this phone call will be recorded. So I walk into the store and they said, you really want to get a good deal? You want to get a good deal? You want to get a good deal? Okay, walk into the store, you want to get a good deal? How about this? I'll give you a good deal if you become a member of my store. I'll be cheaper than every other store in almost just about everything, but I'm not going to tell you that. But I'm cheaper than the retailer, than the regular guy down the street, because most people buy this. So everybody looks at this, and they don't pay attention to that. And certain things are uncalculable. The bag is bigger. The box is bigger. You get 2 boxes. So it's a distortion of calculation of the reality of what's more expensive and how many stops should I make when I can get it all here. So the apples, I'm buying a few extra apples than I actually need. The price is actually the same as everybody else, but I'm going to buy the apples anyways. And when I leave, they'll have my name. It'll be in the system. They'll know how much I spent. They'll know everything I bought. So if I'm a single person, you know, simple little thing is, are you one at home? Are you just one person at home? We have to know everybody in your home because you bought a lot of food. Well, I'm sharing my food. Well, you're 4 people at home. You only marked 1 person at home. So we'll have to keep up with that censoring. The censoring, that's when you put something in the center of the ring. In the center of the ring is the bullseye. The bull is the red equaling to 50. The green around it is 25, and that is in the house of 1020. Why in the house of 1020? Look at the dartboard. There's a whole reality going on. There are 20, in which in the dartboard, which is great about the dartboard, is it's 210, 420, 630. Why would I say that? Well, if you count all the numbers 1 through 20, that's going to be 210. If you count it all through the doubles, that will be 420. If you count it all through the triples, that will be 630. And then you will count 25 in the green and 50 in the red. So if you count 50 in the red, and the red is the average of the rest of the board, how many areas will you divide the board up into? 20. So if 50 is the dividing of the 20, red, each property, every single area will equal 2.5 times 20 equals to the red 50. Now, if you go into the center area where it's the doubles in that area, okay, instead of it being 2.5, it'll now be 5. If you go into the triple area, every single one of the 20 numbers is now equal to 7.5. In creation of DC, male and female, 7 male, 5 female in the star system, and 3 times 25 equaling to Earth, meaning that the 2.5 in the regular singularity system, where 2.5 times 20 numbers equals to the center 50 red. Are you following what it is right now? I know there's nobody here. It'd be nice to have a few people, you know, interacting. I need to know if I'm making any sense at all, because for me, it makes total sense, the calculations. Why I'm doing this, forget why I'm doing this. It's a piece. It's an equation. When you have the equation that creates a reality, and the reality is all the same, and you can let the dartboard talk to anybody. Once you teach them, they can figure anything out. Also, 75 is also 57, and it is the numeric value for the word M13, O15, O15, N14, totaling 57, and that is the moon. So for the one person who has come later than the last person who was here first, I'm going to explain this, and I'm going to do it again. I am very sorry, but I'm going to do this twice. Even though most of the people that, if there are any people at all that will be watching this in the future and not watching it live, will just have to skip over this, and I'm going to do it twice. I'm on the dartboard in this scenario. The center of the dartboard is red. The red part is valued at 50. If I would be able to put a dart in every single area space of the dartboard, area space meaning section, I will have the 50 area divided by 20 equaling to 2.5 per number. If I put that into the double section and count every single number for the double value, that will be 420 divided by the 5. I'm not going to divide the 420 by 5. I'm going to divide the 20 areas doubled. The doubled areas. So there are 20 doubled areas. First, there are 20 in the first one, divided by 50. 50 divided by the 20 is 2.5. Now 50 divided by the 40 is 1.25, or 0.25. 1.25. 1.25 times 40. Now, in the triple area, we're going to count that as 60 towards the 50. And that is, wow, the calculation's not coming out. Now I have to write it down. I've said it so many times, I've lost the trend. Sorry about that. This video will take a slowdown right now for me. I have to back it up. I hope I don't forget the rest of what I had in mind. Hold on a second. So we have the center of the dartboard, and then we have the here we have the center is 50, and then we have this is 25, and then we have the dartboard. I'm just going to do this real quick, okay? And split here, 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 split here. So now we're going to have the triple and the double, and then the single. There's two areas of single, remember. Two separate areas of single. In between the double and the single and the triple and the single, and then the 25 and then the 50. The center is 75 by virtue of 25 and 50. 50 breaks apart everything. And there's a calculation for breaking apart everything by the bullseye 50. So first I'm going to go with the first section. We have a total of adding 1 to 20 equals 210. In the double section equals 420. In the triple section equals to 630. We have to know all the numbers. I'm not asking you, okay, what restaurant you're going to. You're going to a restaurant. So we have to know the restaurant. It doesn't matter as long as we know the corridor. We don't know which restaurant you're going to. So this is all about building things. It's just like, it's just like, how about this? 4 and 3, right? Well, 4 balls and 3 strikes. One will put you on the bench. The other will put you standing up. One you'll be sitting down, one you'll be standing up because you'll be back on the bench or back on the field, in fact. You're out, or you walk. These are the opposites of this reality. You're going to either out or you walk. Out consists of, no matter how it happens, it's 3 strikes. But this will never happen. This will never happen to one player. The best you will see is 4 and 2. So you got the cat, or you get 3, the command and the creation of Jesus in rotation, 69, connecting the 7th gate. 9 is the birth, when 1 is involved in the life of spirit, 1 and 6. The half-life. So anyways, let me get back to the darts over here. So the center is 50. There are 20 areas. That is 2.5 equals to 50 for the 20. Then we have its double. Let's count it as 40, which is 1.25 times 40 equals to the 50. And then we have the triple area. So that triple area, what will it be? That triple area, was that counted as 60? 60, 40 times, hold on a second, 40 times that, 40 times that, what times this equals, what is it? What is it? 80, 85? I need my calculator for this. I had it before. I don't have it now. I gotta slow down. I don't know it just like that. I sometimes forget things. Just give me a minute. Okay. 60 divided by 50 equals 1.2. Is that what it is? 1 1/5. That's already showing me Mars. Just give me a second. Let me look at this. Let me look at this. Why am I not getting this? 50 divided by 60 equals 0.833 equals to 50. This is the triple area, but there was another answer to that. Why am I not getting it? Something's not right. So anyways, the 50 towards the 210. Either we minus it or we add it. We minus it or we add it. We minus it or we add it. In the moon, in rotation, in time of Christ, to the cube of the 7th gate, to the half-life, okay, inside the dog pound. 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 6. 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 6. I don't know if that means anything to you. I'm just trying to make it out myself. Something happens here. I don't feel the full explanation is inside of this. This comes out to a 0.33. Just remember that. And everywhere where there's a 0.33, it's all about 1, 4, and 7. Divide this by 3. You will always come out with a 3, 3, but it's not an 8, 3. So I would have to move this over. I have to multiply this times 10 in order for it to be 8.33. So I have to know where I am. So I have to position myself. So I have to know that this is divided by 3 equals to 0.33, but I'm going to have to multiply that by 10 in order to rotate, or by 8 actually, to get this rotation. 8 or 10, I have to figure that one out. I got to figure that one out, what I have to do. I multiplied it by 10. So what, this would be 10, 40, and 70. The half-life of DC in the spirit is 76. So this is all basically me. Anyways, let me get back to the dartboard, okay? So since this value is 50 in the center to 210, this would be 25, this would be 105, this would be 5 times 5, this would be 21 times 5 EU. I'm just putting equations together right now. I don't like that I'm not actually explaining anything at all. I'm just going to explain to you that this is the total value of the dartboard, 0, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12. The dartboard is 1,260 plus 75 equals to 1,335. There is 180 that is missing, okay, to create the 1,440 minutes in a day. So I'd like to understand that. Although it's a circle in the center of the dartboard, I'd rather it
be a square or a diamond in the center, then I can divide the dartboard in half and see what's actually splitting in half. If I divide this dartboard in half, okay, or I divide it by using the separation of the center, I would divide that dartboard, okay, into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, into 8 sections. The dartboard is divided into 8 sections. There are 20 numbers. Okay, the equation for this is 2 times 6, 2 plus 6 equals to 12 equals to 8. This is where I get my 8 and my 20 through the equation of 26, which is either Z or A, knowing that the Z or the omega to alpha, okay, is Z8 starting with 1 through 8. 1 and 8 equals to the totality of 9, and the I and R are those 9s, and they play inside the alphabet. I don't know if you're following me because I am all over the place right now. Anyways, we divide this dartboard up into this. We have 8 sections. How many numbers will we have, or part numbers will we have per section? We will have 2.5 numbers per section, times 8 equaling to the total of 20 numbers. I'm just trying to show you there's a whole equation inside the realm of the dartboard and the number of minutes missing. In this equation over here, or in this design over here, okay, these are obligations. I was supposed to make it linear this size. Okay, I jumped off this size. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing in a minute. Okay, this is 1, 2, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this part is 6. This is the linear counting board. And if I'm going to go linear, I'm going to go all the way up to 9. Now, where did I come up with this? Well, I gave the half box, and I'd like to call this really the half box, and I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I'm calling this section a whole box. Okay, I just made it bigger for the purpose that you can see it, and this is a little bit too small. Okay, so this number 1 actually should be called 0.5 because it's half of a box. Okay, this whole one is a whole box. This is where I should go 1. This one over here, I should actually be going 1, 2, and then the half box would be 2.5. This is the way I should do it. I shouldn't declare it this way, but I'm just going to show you a realm of what I'm doing. This will be created as 1. There's 4 areas here. Let's not count it as 4. Let's just count it as 1 big area. Let's just count this one. Look at this design as this. Don't count all these squares, please. Just look at it as this. This is a half area. I should really be doing 0.5. Then over here, right, I want you to look at it like that. So over here would be 1. Then over here would be 1.5. Then over here would be 2. Over here would be 2.5. Over here would be 3. How do we get it? 1 section, 2 sections, 3 sections, and I'm just doing it like that. Do you follow what I'm saying? I'm just showing it to you larger. Now, if I did it the other way, okay, I would only be starting at 1. And since there's other numeric games and stuff, nobody starts at 0.5, but 0.5 means it's divided. 1 has been divided. The E-world divide between one side and the other. Now, the question is, should I be going up with this replica of this design, or should I be going down here with the replica of the design? When you create one, you must create more. If you're going to create memory, you have to store that memory. If you're going to store that memory, okay, how are you going to store it? How is it going to get there? How are you going to get it back? What is the easiest way without leaving your chair? Without touching a computer in the alter worlds, already fixated inside our bodies, altered with everything we eat, with everything that is in the ground that keeps us thinking, that goes back into the ground. You flush a 1, you flush a 2. You flush a 1, you flush a 2. And every day, no matter what product you put in your mouth and you swallow, you're always flushing 1 and 2 the same way and cleaning up the mess. Understanding what you think, where your thoughts go, and what happens inside your body. Don't alter your body because we were made perfect. We breathe the air that keeps us the way we are until our bodies are no more. Everything that was put in it in every single way, in any single way that you should fall to the ground, that you shall get up. When the head gets warm and you say, I've got a headache, you say, I'm feeling ill, the body is going through a transformation and curing itself. There's hardly anything on this planet that will actually take you away unless you take something away from the body that you got when you came to the planet. You were perfect. Perfect. How many cats and dogs survive over the lifetime with ever going to the vet? Really and truthfully, how many? And how many years have gone by? And do not count starvation. Do not count going out into the wild. How many animals in the forest, in the jungle, have seen a doctor? I want to know how many animals have seen a doctor, because man was created on the 6th day. Animal was created on the 6th day. So on the 6th day that man was created, on the 6 days that man was created, 33 is the 24th letter of the half-life, 666, of the vibration, and the 90-degree angle to life's wing, to the fox pass in the sun, and the freedom from the crown, I tell you nothing. The words tell you the numbers that were repeated in our insurance, giving us the independence. That should something happen, we prepaid, so that if something happens, it's going to help us in the future, that when we get freedom at 55, let us go, let us go. There's a reason for this. 25 and 10. You can go 2 times 5 and 5 times 5, 2 times 5 and 5 times 5. This equals to 35, which is the electric company, but we get a free pass, equals 241. All zeros equal to 6. Although the bullseye equals to 50. The carrier inside of 5 is that 1 dot, which ignites 6. It is the only one that creates a 7. So how 5 can ignite 6 and 6 be the carrier of the day of rest, which connects both the heavens and the birth. So in this one, when I count 1 through 6, okay, when I count 1 through 6 in here, I will have a total of, I want to do this again and again and again. When I count 1 through 6, I don't want to count the half. I'm going to count it as a full. So when I count 1 through 6, I have used 1/2 square and 1 square, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7.5, 8.5, 9.5, 10. I used up 11.5 squares. KEY. I have used up the key. Why the key? The 11th letter and the 5th letter equaling to 2 and 5, the 25th letter, spells key. When we get over here to number 5, we have 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4, 5, 6, 6.5. We have 8.5. The silver matrix key to the blue world of bar mitzvah, of the beginning of man. Where do I get that? I get that from number 58. The multiplication is 40 and 13 equals to 53. I put that little there. All zeros equal 6. We will get 59. That is part of the division of the 7th gate. 40 is valued at blue. The beginning of man starts over here at the bar. 18th, 2 and 1. Legal at the bar. 2 and 1 equaling to a total of 21. Jack, plug-in, the U letter, in which I have designed before. You cut off one of these. You usually have a top, right? Usually you have a top. How do you mark the U? I'm just going to do this quick. Sometimes it's done like that. Sometimes they do it like this, right? And I just do it like this. This one over here. So this is your I, and then this one remains like this. Okay, actually it should be like that. And this one will be the J. So J-I, Gigi, okay, with the small j having the dot on it as its well. The U gets broken up. It becomes IJ, and I and J together is 19 plus 6 equaling to 25. It all starts from creation. 1 times 3 equals 3. 1 plus 3 equals 4. We now create DCCD. 3 times 4 is 12. CDL plus 7G, LG. Life's good. That is a total of 19 and 05 equaling to the E world spirit. The word spirit equals to 19. 18 is linked to 19. The letter R and S are linked together. They have something in common that most do not know. The 18th letter is the last letter, okay, of 360 in letters, 1 through 36. 18R, 19S, they are both the first number in the division of 36. If I count backwards from 36 all the way down to 1, the positions of these two letters would move. Right now, on one side, now also when you cross over counting, I'm going to have to rewrite this page. But when you cross over count, you count 1 through 18 plus 1 equals to 19. We count 1 to 18. Okay, this is the first half. 19 to 36. This is the second half. But now we want to join them. So what I'll do is I'll go 1 through 18, 19 through 36. But when I count them, I'll do this. And then in the other one, I'm going to, whoop, I didn't want to do that. And the other one, I'm just going to do this. And we're going to share the S and the R between the two sides in the mirror. See, we have to even extend this a little bit bigger, okay, because these two are involved in a situation right now that we cannot get away from. Yo, Robin, okay, we cannot get away from the situation. What the situation is, I'm going to design the situation 1, 2, 3, 4. Situation is right over here, and this design, by the way, is not by choice, but by obligation, okay, in which this one will be 18, and this one will be 19. This is the only place that it happens in numbers. Like it's probably on the floor on the other side. And what I'm going to do is now you have to make a choice. Is it above or below? So I'm going to show you the below. I'm going to take this line. Okay. By the way, red, 18, red, 19. The total is 37. Black, 17. Black, 20. 37. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an exchange. I'm going to come here and go up through here and connect to that corner. And I'm going to go from here and to connect over here. I've made a block, part of a cube. The design like this, okay, is showing you what could be the shin. Okay, I want to drop it down over here and show you the bottom part of the block. That goes right into Q. Over here. That's where Q ends up. That's where 17 is. I could have flipped it over the other way, okay, and use it from the bottom and either used Q or T. 17 and 20. This 20 is a value, a different value. It comes from somewhere else. 20 was created from 26 mathematically in the star system. The number over here is number 14. The number over here is number 23, representing in the diamonds are forever, okay, 55. But if we wanted to talk about 1/4 of the calculation, something that will break up and imprison because of yesterday's comment with Mr. Messer, and I'll show you that after, and that's the double line $, is with this one over here. Everything divides between the two sides or above and below, creating the 9 lives because of what one block has separated everybody to do. This situation, I can put an X because I can reach from corner to corner. I cannot go outside the box. So from inside the box, this would be my design. This diamond would give me the addition sign. Addition sign. 19, 28, 35, 45, 49. And this one will give me multiplication. 1 ply, 2 ply, 3 ply, I don't know. And that would be toilet paper. So this is the multiplication. So if I'm working in the multiplication, I'm going to get 6 over here, and I'm going to get 4 over here. So now my 55, what is once freedom, will show me in this multiplication world these two numbers over here. So now when you see these two numbers come up, you might be thinking of these two numbers from where they came from, how they came to be. Is there any other place in mathematics that this could be the cause and effect? So this is how we overlap. And the last and the missing numbers that I did not do are 21 and 16, equaling to a total of 37, or 3 and 7 show up to the 21 and 10, equaling to the 31, the beginning of man. Jehovah, bar mitzvah. You know Jehovah. Can anybody read this in a different language? It says, I go up. That's what Jehovah says. Je meaning I, O meaning up, va meaning go. But in reality, if you think of va and vav, okay, and a few other sounds, avoje. So anyways, this is this piece over here. I'm not sure if you understood the last piece here about the dartboard. Creating the moon in rotation. I don't know if I should go into that, if I should write it nicer. I know it was a really, really rough creation. And another thing is the center of the dartboard, because of the 50 and 25, because the green and red. So what happens when green and red come together? What happens? What color do we get mixing green and red?
Color brown. According to AskingLot.com, mixing red and green together makes the color brown. The three primary colors are red, blue, and yellow.
Red and green is brown. So this is 27. This is 49. 76. Brown is brown. I get a row over here. I get B and N. B and N. Ben. Ben, okay, and or bin. So I've been. So if you've brown, you've been here before. If you're white, you're new, right? Also, I like to put maybe the use of EE might be telling me 1, 5, and 9. Using EE over here, A and I, through the beginning, 2, 3, and 4 vibration, to the connection of 8, 7, and 6, relocation to the cycle of man created in these numbers. A, E, and I is the longest row over here. And when it's the longest row, the separation between 1 and 9 is actually 7. There are 7 numbers in between, but to reconnect, we need 8. So it's 7 and 8. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7, we stand on Q. As well, I believe in order to get to 9, I believe 1, okay, goes up to here, goes up to here, comes down over here, and goes up to here. As through 3, 5, and 7, we go in a straight direction. 1 goes around 5 over to 9. The 3 goes, it's like that. Let's say a bridge goes over, and this one goes through. That's my perception. And that's how we can make the difference between 3 and 4, 7. 3 through 7 is 3 plus 1 to connect. Bin Brown. Brown is number 20, 35, 45, 55, 58. Exactly what I thought. Money. 28. 19, 47, 57, 67, 72. So we get to that scenario over here. We got brown. We mix red and green. So the 75 center, the 75 center turns into a color match of 76 that when it is mixed together, it reduces down to 72. 72 will tell me when a big red sun. This will tell me about becoming of man and the 360 rotation, which is always performed as 180s only at the most, because 180 brings you from here to here, but 360 brings you all the way around. There's a whole story going on in multiplication and addition. So this one only counts as 1 part or 4 parts. Don't count the corners. The corners are automatically created by putting in the sides. By putting in the sides, and all these sides are split, right? All the corners are split. This is 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, and 0.5 is also the value of 12. And 512, 51 Mars, 52 Earth, okay, also standing for 512 as in memory, 512, 256, and a continuation of that. 256 over 256 equals to 413. Anyways, that's the bad cat for me. So this is the connection of what happens between the connecting of 18 and 19, which is the basic of R and S. But if I was going back this way, starting at number 9, And going back 18 from number 36, I would be at, would I be at R here? Take away, no, I would be 26. My would be 21 to 36, right? That would be, no, hold on a second. I need whiteout. I need whiteout. Um, 19 through 36, right? And where 36 would be A and 19 would be Z. Let me see, did I get that right? No, I'm still wrong. I'm still wrong. Wow. It was supposed to be 11, wasn't it? 11. 11, right. 11K is now going to be Z and 36 will be A. So where will S be? Well, you have to go to number 19. So S would equal to 30. S will equal to 30. T is 31. U is 32. V is 33. W is 34. X is 35. No, this would be number 29. Let me do this again. Sorry that I'm learning myself. I'm trying to see myself. So, and these are out to myself, and you guys are the memories, and girls and guys are the memory. 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Y is 35 and Z is 36. So that works out. So now Y, which represents Earth in regular numbers, is now 10 more, okay, giving me electric company. X was 24, it's 10 more. They're all now 10 more. And what's ironic about that is A, B, C equals 6. Add the D, okay, equals to 10/1. We start over at D. Every fourth one, we start over again. Okay, we get to that 1. Once we get to that 1, that's starting over as A. D plus 1 equals to E, according to the cube 4 and 1. So this is the displacement and the change in the alphabet, counting one way and counting the other way. Does the R overlap? What position is the R in now? Well, the R, if I believe, is now in the G position. The S is not in any of the positions at all. Why do I say the G position? Because counting from A11, okay, A11 to G18. Do you follow what I'm saying? Anyways, little confusing. So now we have the brown, and that brown by green and red, okay, is the center of the dartboard, equaling to 72, and that would say win a big BG, right? BG, big sun, win a big red sun. I want to show you a little change I made to a page of mine, and the page is over here. I'm going to do this, see if we can get this. I'm also missing, hold on a second. I want to see if you can see what I'm seeing. Okay. I don't know if you can see this. But what I wanted to talk about is, hold on a second, is in order to square off this box. In fact, I was working on one right now. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place again. Where's my paint? Okay. Hold on a second. I'm looking for something in my paint. Oh, yeah. First of all, I thought this was funny. Not sure if you can see this, but I thought this was funny. Just hold on a second. At the airport, do you want to go to gate A? Do you want to go to gate B and you see the way it shows this? Why is the way it's holding the sign? So it's sort of showing that gate B is divided. It shows that gate B is in the center. You see the empty space, right? Life divides in the E world here. When you divide in the E world here, the 120 to 3 areas, you divide B, or it gets divided and there becomes a jail in the center, whichever way you want to look at it. C is to right, it's not divided. And when you do this, okay, design, that design is basically over here inside the ace card, that design. I was just designing this also. I don't know if you can understand what it is. It is pyramids. It is the delta angle. It is the center of what did I create? Oh, right, 2552. And then inside of it, I put, wow, this is from yesterday. So I'm trying to figure out what I did do. To get that. They're obligations. They're obligations from games. What did I do here? Oh yes, okay, I know what I did. Just 1 second. See, basically what it is it's this and it's this. It's this and it's this. That's all it is. So you do that and you do that and you do that here and you do that here and you get this. But while I was doing it, I drew number 5 this way and 5 the other way to see what it would do to 5, 5, 2, 2, 5, because that is the Earth number. And then what I like to do is I like to split it apart. I split it apart because number 1 splits everything apart, and number 51, okay, number 51, okay, is actually area 51, and the numeric value for the arms over here is area 51. I'm not sure if we went over just very quickly AM and FM. If I count from F to M, okay, I will get a total of 76. Because when I count from A to E, I get a total of 15. When I count from A to D, I get 10. These are our differences. This is where electric company number 3553 come in. This is where the 9 lives of the cat and freedom come in. Why these numbers? I need to match them all up with number 7. I need to follow what it's told me over here. If it told me that 3 times 1 is 3, it means 1 is the prime of all. If it told me 3 times 4 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3, it tells me the combinations of prime and all. If you go 1 and 8 is 9, it shows me the 1 is prime and all. 3 by 7 is 21. It shows me that this whole section reverts back to its own creation. 1 and 2 equals 3, 3, 1, 3 equals to that 7. But I don't want to get into combinations right now. 3, 6, 9 are all on its own. They are whole. And in order to get into the game, they come into the game through their own reality. 3 divided by 1, 4, and 7 all have 3, 3, 3. 3 divided by 2, 5, 8, 6, 6, 6. But when 3 through 6, 9 divides by 3, it becomes 1, 2, 3. So now we know this one is number 3 connected. This one is number 6 connected. 9 connects them both. This one is number 3 connected. This one is connected over here with 6. 6 and out. 8 is the house planet. We just know that 9 brings them all together. Mars ace. And when we go, and that is basically the reality and the truth of these numbers. That's what they're telling us. This is the moon. And I know about this is the moon, and I know about this. If we compare it, it is the same. In between 1 and 5, the average is 3. 1 skip, 3 skip, 5. Remember the French and the English and the frogs and skipping on the lily pads. 3 between 2 and 6, the average is 4. Between 3 and 5, the average is 4. 4. Between 5 and 7, the average, between 5 and 9, the average is 7. Between 6 and 8, the average is 7. Between 4 and 8, the average is 6. Between 5 and 7, the average is 6. 3467. Let's go to Google. 3467 diameter of the moon. 3467 diameter of the moon.
The answer is 12,047,131.6 kilometers.
That's not the 3467. 3467. Is it 3467? How about let's do it this way? 2,160 miles equals how many kilometers?
2,160 miles is 3,476.183 kilometers.
Okay, what I'm trying to get to with that is the moon measures out to those numbers. That number is very specific also in birth. It becomes 9 by 24, equaling to 216. It also has to do with the Mayan 10, what is it, the 18 months of 10 days, but those 10 days actually consist of a minimum of 9 and 1, 8 and 2, 3 and 7, 4 and 6, 5 and 5. For the fact is that when 1 is done, 9 are left. When 8 is done, and to reconnect to the 10th, to the next month, is that on the 11th? Because all packets are packets of 10. Countdown 10 to 1 is 1 plus 0. Countdown 20 to 11, 2 plus 0 is 2, 1 plus 1 is 1. And it goes all the way up to 100, but there's separations in numbers. After ABC 10, 20, 30, what happens is the 40 is where 2020 gets turned. They become 1, so it becomes 4. It becomes one word. In 50, see, this is 4 of a syllable. In 50, it's an add-on of 4, where 1, it's a fifth, because it's plug-in, a fifth of fag, it's plugged in, the bearing. When it's 6th, it's talking of separation. And we have to understand it in the sound of the word and understand and look deeper into the word. It's telling us a slight bit about the 519, because in the word 6 on square paper, it looks like 519. $519. Okay. And if we're looking at 519, we begin looking here. Otherwise, it's either like that or it's like that, right? If you're at the ATM, okay, I think the 1 starts over here. If you're on the telephone, the 1 starts over here. Where does the 1 start over here? If the 1 starts over here, calculator, I do it that way. This is a calculator. The alligator. The sprockets and springs. The clock. And on this side, okay, on this side, you're counting this way. On this side, you're counting this way. It's not me. It's right there. It's right over there. That's the truth. The truth is the truth. What else was I talking about? I seem to have lost. The ATM also hold the Q and Z 88 on the 1 key. I sort of lost myself in here. The word 6. Yes, the word 6. 5. 1. Now, you might say, it's okay, but this is a Roman numeral. and it's explaining 9. So it's actually telling you about 5 and 9 of the 7th gate, in which 41 and 23 or 63 and 54. Love, Sun, 11. Love the Sun, love your Sun, 11. This will create the IR birth, internal resident angel, AIR, brother of air. There are so many things, but I'm getting a little bit tired after 55 minutes and 55 seconds. I really appreciate you being here. I wish I can, I don't wish, I don't know if I'm ready, but Robert Edward Grant would be a super guy to talk to. There are so many, but I don't know much about science. I just know this science here that I do. So many numbers that are intertwining the AM, the FM. And the other thing I didn't mention about the AM and the FM is just like the dice cube, okay, the AM is over here, the FM would have to be over here. The separation, I'm thinking, because I always say the 13th number, right, would be the 3rd cube, okay, in basic. But sometimes I think the area space between 2 cubes of 6 and 6 is that connection, and the Holy Spirit is what brings us to that. Something to do with the woman doesn't have that division in it because it's 6 and 6, 12. Only when man came about, it created the division. And it brings up another thing. When Mr. Messer told me to do that compared to what I was doing this is Earth and this is Mars. The Earth, when you put these 2 lines together, okay, it creates separation. Over here, it's just division. The single line is the woman. The double line becomes the man becomes 2, the woman becomes 1. Just going over the basic, you put man and woman together, and now you have creation, 3. You have the orphan. Anyways, tired, eyes are burning. 57th minute. Thank you, Namaste. May all our choices be the right ones. They always will, because with the choices that seem not to be right, there are correction on the way. Robin, to all those, thank you for watching this video. Robert Edward Grant, Show Reg.